back, everybody. All the mods 9 to the sky public server you can join. I'm gonna hop in the server here, but I was holding off on it because I've built a spawning platform for guests. We were live for just a little bit before deciding we were going to do a YouTube episode. We're just going to stream on Twitch today, a bunch of grind. But then I thought, you know what? We might as well be live on YouTube. So if you're new here, we simulcast YouTube, Twitch, same time, YouTube 4K, Twitch, fast interaction, and follows and subs and all that. If you follow or sub on Twitch, the lights will react. And if you subscribe or become a member on YouTube and have your privacy settings so that your subscriptions are public, the lights will go off for that too. But here we are, guys. What we did is I had to go creative because I was dying while trying to set the stream up. We made a nature's compass and found a soul sand valley, and we've brought with us a model framework and a mob swab. So we're going to chase one of these ghasts, and we'll talk about what we're doing here after I get that, and then we've got to put the ghast in the deep learner. Okay. Guys, today we're going to be working on our storage system. Let me mark that I am streaming. Guys, we're going to be working on the storage system, and what I mean by the storage system is when we logged on, all of our... Oh my gosh, simple IP. I bet I know how it feels about you chasing it. It's aghast. I love it. I'm going to see if I can get this achievement. Nope, I gotta hold still. I need it to stop flying. Let's see if I can aim that one. Nope. Okay, up and down. Come on, man. One more. Got it. Okay. So we logged on today, and our sophisticated storage was completely filled up because of... Sorry, let me get in a better position here. Because we super upgraded all of our active sifters, we have hundreds of thousands of resources. And it's time to switch to AE2 disks and cells and bulk item cells and all the good stuff. So that's what we're going to be going for. And as part of that, we needed gas tiers for something we were crafting, which is, let me see if I can find it here to show you guys. Oh, we needed them for brewing for regen potions. Because regen potions, hear me out, we're getting there on this, why we're getting gas right now. We need hell shelves, which require regen potions. Hell shelves require regen potions. And we need hell shelves to get an enchantment library to get higher fortune on our ore processing. Our ore processing, we need to enchant more... We need to enchant more annihilation planes, and to process all the ore, we need more storage. So that's how we ended up at, we need storage from let's get ghasts. I hope that explains it. Pads now, I got audio. Yo, nice, nice. We got pads coming in on Twitch. How are you today? I'm doing good, everybody. But yeah, if we come and look, resources have backfilled pretty substantially. And before we decided to go live on YouTube, I started the craft for some bulk item storage cells, but I've noticed it breaks if I craft too much at a time. So what I have to do to fix it is pull this out and then put some in. Does that make sense? And what I think I'm going to do to fix it is I'm going to come to the pattern provider and I'm going to say do not push if pattern input, I think is what we're going to do. But we've got to let this run for a while. We've got quite a few processors to make. And while that's going, we're going to be working with all the gas stuff. I got to keep these in my inventory because we've got to put these back in this chest or the craft is going to break. Pad says, so I got some questions for All the Mods 9. So like the base All the Mods 9. Well, tell you what, Pads, I love to answer questions. So feel free to fire away. And I'm going to give myself some more gas tiers this way for now. As well as we needed to... We killed enough ghasts for the deep learner that we have a basic module. Not faulty. Which means if we make a simulation chamber, I need a pattern for comparators apparently. Make a pattern for that, pattern for redstone torch, and pattern for simulation chamber itself. Throw all these in our ME system. So Pat says, how do you get your resources? Redstone seeds in botany pots with Supremium farmland takes ages. Yeah, there's, so I'm a big fan of quarrying in the mining dimension. Pads, use a RF Tools builder with a quarry card, Silk Touch, and then process the Silk Touched ores with a Fortune Auto Smelt Annihilation Plane. That's what I do. Van Kluzen coming in on YouTube. Hello, Van Kluzen. In the stream I did, I'm gonna say earlier today, but by earlier today I mean last night, I answered your questions from the poll, Van Kluzen. I hope I got most of it. The only thing we didn't cover was Draconic, because I wasn't far enough to do Draconic was the problem. All right, we're backed up again. Gonna have to grab more of these resources. Oh Lord. We really need to upgrade the inscribers today too. Today is gonna be a long stream. ZXC coming in on YouTube, is what you're playing on the latest version or a different one? We are on 1.0.5, the latest version. And if you're ever curious, when you put in my server IP, I have the version. The 1.0.5. So you'd be good. I saw the rainbow furnace and I'm going to be starting that up pretty soon. Thanks for that, by the way. Yeah, it's a, people don't realize, like, once you get your base sifting going to where you're getting netherite, once you're getting netherite, a rainbow furnace is super cheap. And for 50,000 RF a tick as an early game power source, it's phenomenal. It's amazing. Obviously, then you got like a reactor that does around 100k a tick, but for early game, it's really cheap, honestly. But guys, what we're gonna do is grab a simulation chamber, a sophisticated chest with an advanced hopper upgrade, and why don't we give it a stack, upgrade it, and I need advanced hopper upgrades as a pattern. So first we need, oh, I don't have any of them. Let's grab hopper upgrade, advanced, and regular. This is going to be one of the ways to do hostile neural networks when you're just starting out that I really enjoy. But the other thing we need is a loot fabricator if we can afford it. It might cost a nether star. Nope, just netherite. Some packs make the loot fabricator very expensive. Let's get a loot fabricator as well as a simulation chamber. And we'll just come somewhere we've already got power, I think is how we're going to do this. Or you know what, let's make a new flux point. And this is how simple it looks. We'll come and we'll put it right over here. We're going to put the chest down. We're going to put the simulation on top. The fabricator to the right and the flux point right there. Hey, Super High coming in too. Hello, hello. How you doing? So here we go. We've got power, and I'm realizing I should put the chest here so that we can open it. And we're going to add some upgrades here. Oh, did I not grab the advanced hopper upgrade? We need 2 of them, and there's a reason we need 2. Hey, we got Bay coming in. How many quests are in this mod pack? Been thinking about playing. A very good amount. They are still in progress. But you got the Occultism, Forcecraft, Forbidden, Botania, Blood, Ars, Apotheosis, Psycraft, Thermal, Power, Mechanism, Industrial, Creator, Big Reactors, Project D. It's got a good amount of quests. And they're currently working on the All the Mods Star quest chain. But otherwise, it's a pretty extensive quest book so far. 700 quests. I don't think there's quite 700. That'd be kind of crazy. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to see if I can empty some of my inventory. And then what we're going to grab is another pattern for prediction matrices. I'm going to grab a pattern of that. And we should have enough clay for a few. You're definitely going to play it? Nice. If you need a server to play on, feel free to join our public server. But of course, do what makes you happy. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch all of these to allow on both sides. And here's why we needed 2 and why they needed to be advanced. In the first one, we are going to push to the left, or well, push pull to the left, pushing prediction matrix, receiving, in this case, gas prediction. But if we want all the predictions, we just do either ignore MBT or we come to tag and we put one, or I was going to see if it could work on this, but I don't think tag will work. So we're just going to go with match item, ignore. And now, if I put prediction matrices in here, we're going to see if it will stock this correctly. Left, north, okay. Just needs a data module. Then it gets prediction matrices. Super High says, also, always ask for help rules what items are banned. Yep. For instance, only do one thermal evaporation tower. Currently, altars, automating summoning altars is causing a bug that can crash the server, so we're asking that people do manual rituals for the time being. Stuff like that, but it's all in the Discord. It's all in the Discord. But here we go. The other thing we need to pull is generalized predictions, so let's add that. And what we're going to do is then set the next filter. I'm going to make sure we're not touching the bottom. And we're going to set the next filter, allow. We don't need the pull yet. We are going to push to the bottom and pull. We're going to push predictions. So, if we get a successful simulation, this is how simple the setup is. It feeds prediction matrix, then pulls the predictions, pushes them to the loop fabricator, and then we just need to set the pull to be what we are getting from the prediction matrices. Or in this case, we're going to just block prediction matrix. So that anything we craft here, it'll pull. And then you see how it's one tile stackable? And you just go boom, 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 boom. It's really, really useful. I'll give it a go in a bit. Nice. Hope you enjoy your time. But unfortunately, we are just a basic sim right now, so it's going to take a while before we start seeing predictions, because we need to get at least one prediction to set what we want from it. Yeah, there's tons of mods to check out, and none of them are necessarily reliant on the others, which is really good. Really good. Well, let's see the status of our disk drives. It's still churning away. Unfortunately, we only have one inscriber to make all of the processors, and in this case, there is, let's see, 1,500 there, 30 there, 1,100 there. It's got like 3,000 to do. So why don't we start the process today of better inscriptions? And by that, I mean the extended inscriber. The extended inscriber can handle 4 simultaneous presses at once. So let's make a pattern for that. And these ones we're not going to automate with SFM. We're going to move. The SFM was good for early game. The level of automation we're about to go into will require more advanced systems, if that makes sense. But let's go ahead and let's just craft. If we think we've got our mega and our finished project and our energy, then we have the 4 base of logic, calculation, engineering, silicon. Then we have crushing. So we need 8 of these. Let's see if we have the materials. Unfortunately, it needs logic processors, so I'll queue it, but it's going to be a minute because of the bulk item cells, which is definitely going to take a while. But hopefully it'll get going pretty quick here. Oh, we already got one extended inscriber. Now, here is where we're going to switch the way we were doing patterns. We are going to do individual patterns per inscriber with the correct processing pathways. And by processing pathways, what I mean is our custom patterns, we're currently using silicon and base material to make The processor is the pattern. This skips the middle step of making the printed presses. We're going to have to do all the steps, but that's all right. That's all right. We can handle that, you know. We're gonna need some pattern providers and some cable. Let's grab some of this. And we're gonna come over here. So this chunk is kind of our crafting chunk, if that makes sense. I'm gonna pull the cable over. And why don't we add an inscriber tower over on this side? So I'm gonna bring the dents out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then cable-wise, this is where it gets interesting with the extended inscribers. There's a way to put them close together that so that they won't conflict with each other. But what we're trying to do, I don't want them conflicting with each other at all. So we're going to have quite a line going here. And we'll go ahead and we'll put down the first extended inscriber, and we're going to say auto export. Auto export. That's very important. Automation access mode. These inscribers have 4 jobs they can hold. Then I'm going to put a pattern provider on the side here. We're going to get power from the bottom. And what we're going to do is make a pattern for the finished presses. So if we type circuit, or not circuit, processor, we need a logic, calculation, engineering, energy, and mega. I am out of patterns. Let me grab some more. The last is accumulation for mega cells. And here we'll go ahead and put these patterns. And we don't have to worry about them going to the wrong spot, because what we can do is we can say stack to 1. They're stacked to 1 or stacked to 64. We want stacked to 1. Excuse me, my eye itches. Now that that's in place, we can start setting up the other ones, hopefully, as they've been coming in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cancel this. Let this run, kind of sort out the resources, or actually I'm just gonna pull everything out. We're gonna hard swap. We're gonna hard swap here. Minus what does this need? Just the gold? It just needs the logic processors. Let's make sure we leave a little bit of logic in here. Okay, good enough. And it's going to be relatively quick to swap here. You guys will see, it's actually not that bad. Swapping takes a lot less time than people think. Literally the only quote-unquote hard part, at least to me, is making all of the new presses. So like, you know how you need the press, but we can just copy it with blocks of iron, so I'm not too worried. But here we go, we're gonna have silicon, logic, calculation, Engineering, let's check our current chunk status. I think we can keep going here without touching this. That's the big thing. So there's the 4 base, and then we've got mod, and last but not least, crushing. Then channel-wise, power doesn't take a channel. So we can just put our pattern providers in between every 2. And we do want to make sure we keep the stack to 1. Oops, we don't need one there. The stack to 1 as the default in all of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the presses at a time. And what I mean by that is we're just going to grab some blocks of iron. I think we need more than 32. We'll just get a stack for now, and some of these aren't going to be used anymore. Like, once silicon's done, we'll grab silicon, but let's come over and grab energy. So this is the energy press. And something we're going to need is some acceleration cards. I do need a few more, but I think I crafted like 100. Yeah, there we go. And all we have to do is come over here. And before we turn on auto export, we're going to put in the pattern. In fact, let's do energy as the very last one. We'll give it acceleration, energy, and do 1, 2, 3. Then all we have to do is cycle which inscription job we're on and give each one the press. And we could preemptively get the patterns here too of printed. Let's do that, and we're gonna need energy. Oh, but we want to unclick the press part. We need energy, accumulation, silicon, which oh, we have the universal press in this. I did not know we had the universal press. I'm gonna go. I think we will use the universal press. For those who don't know, the universal press can do all of the base AE2 with a single press. And that's really important because it allows us to share inscribers. You make it with Sky Steel. It's really cool. It really is. We're just missing a couple materials for it. So let's just focus on energy and accumulation, and then we'll do our universal. So we got energy coming in here, and we've got an energy press in each one, stack to 1, auto export. Over here at the accumulation, we'll throw this in here. We're gonna hide these pattern providers, and let's go grab our accumulation press, which I believe is down here. Fly back up. And in here, we need to make one. In fact, I'm going to do stack to 64 so I can do this faster for a second. Go 2, 3. Okay, there's our 3. Let's switch it back to stack to 1. And we'll place a press in every inscription job. Auto export. Now, these 4 are going to be universal presses. Universal presses. I'm going to make this the crusher. So I'm going to come over here to the current crusher. And I'm going to take these patterns. And we're just going to put them here. Make sure we hide pattern provider, and auto export. Okay, so now it's time to make accumulation press. This is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, we don't have any crafts going, so I can just grab any of excess printed circuits here. I'm going to take these patterns out. We no longer need these. I'm going to erase them. Sneak right-clicking. Let me top off my food. I'm almost out of the stack of ratatouille I was given at the start. But we're going to grab the calculation, silicon, logic, and engineering, and I'm not going to worry about copying these ones. We're just going to immediately make the universal press. Boom. And then we can copy the universal press. Going 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 copies. I want to keep 1 back here at the base. There's our 4 copies and our extra. Oh wait, no, we need 4 per machine. So I'm just gonna make a bunch, because eventually we'll expand this. There's no reason not to have a bunch of them. Guys, is the game sounds and music volume okay? Sometimes I feel like you guys can't hear the game. Like, I was watching my videos on YouTube and everything seemed really quiet. So I'd love to know if you guys can actually hear what is going on. You can turn it up a little bit. The game sounds and the music, or just the music? There's the music. And I've raised the game sounds too. Okay. Now, the patterns are going to be the difficult part here. But we have a good tool we can use. Let's focus on getting all of these set up first. Auto export, and we need a press in each job. Then hide the provider. Acceleration card, press. Oh, we didn't, oh, server lag. There we go. Hide pattern. And then acceleration card, 1, 2, 3, 4. Auto export, hide provider. We'll come here. Oh, you're talking about music? Okay. Let me know if the game sounds cause any problems. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Auto export, hidden, auto export. Okay, we are golden. Pattern time. Now there's a few ways to do this. I just want to demonstrate a method. We don't need to do it because we only need 4 copies of each pattern. So technically this is unnecessary. But if you needed to make like 64 patterns. Let's say that's how many you had to make. Okay? Normally, Diogo says, Fallen, infusion from mechanism is not working with osmium. Infusion? Do you mean enrichment? Like in the osmium enrichment chamber? Because, like, are you talking about the osmium compressor? Or are you talking about the metallurgic infuser? So you've got redstone, only redstone, and osmium ingot. Because if you have... I just want to show an example here. Oh gosh, where did we put our... Oh no, where did we put our metallurgic infuser? Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Here, why don't I, here, well, let me show off these patterns really fast, Diogo. And then I'm gonna come take a look at your system. Does that sound good? But guys, so normally, when you want to make the finished processor, or any pattern, if we needed 4 of these, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But let's say you had to make a whole bunch. All you do is make 1, and now we need 3 more of these. And the pattern modifier from extended AE, we're going to change mode to clone, and then all we do is put the one we're cloning and what we're cloning to, and then you just clone. I guess it doesn't work like I thought it used to, so it's up to you what method you choose. It all depends on where and how many times you want to click. The pattern modifier is really good for changing pattern amounts, mostly. That's what I would use it for. But we only need a few more patterns here. So we've got logic, we've got calculation, we need 4 engineering, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need... Oh, that's it. That's it. I did this wrong. I did this wrong. These aren't the patterns we need 4 of. We need to clear all these patterns. So I'm going to put all the patterns in and clear them. We were making the wrong patterns, guys. I needed 4 of these ones. The 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to use 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that, guys. You can copy with the memory card a whole bunch at once. Oh, I see what you mean. I want to try this, guys. I want to try this. As someone who has played AE2 to death, I've never considered trying this with patterns. So I'm just going to make 1 logic processor. Or not processor. Gosh dang it, guys. I'm going to make 1 printed logic circuit pattern. And 1 printed engineering. And then grab a bunch of blank patterns. I want to see if this works. So we're going to come to the first one and we're going to put in silicon calculation engineering logic and we're going to copy it. No way. Oh, that's so sick. How did I not know it could copy patterns? I always made the patterns. That's insane. You learn something new every day, guys. Hey, Natsuo coming in with the follow. I'm actually gonna replay that follow though, because the volume was really, really quiet.
A new follower.
Thanks for the follow, and thanks for like I said, I feel like I know a lot of AE2, but I did not know it could copy those patterns. That's really cool. And then I did need to put acceleration cards in, but I think we did. I think all of these are good to go. Let's give this a test, everybody. We've taken these patterns out. We don't need these. And we don't need any of this in our inventory. But now we'll go ahead and request 10 bulk item. And instead of 45 minutes, it should be really quick, because each one of these, if you take a look inside, is doing 4 of their press, excuse me, didn't mean to fly so fast, at a time. The thing that would really speed it up is if we added another finisher. And right now we're only at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 channels. Combined with that, we're 11 of 32. I think I'm gonna make a whole side dedicated to just finishers. Yeah, I do know that. So like I do that's how we did I'm thinking of all of the last season of All the Mods 9. We'd use the memory card a lot. I just didn't know it would take blank patterns and fill them with the data. I thought you had to have the patterns in your inventory. So that really blew my mind. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, this should go pretty fast. It's just the finishing that'll take a minute, but we can improve that later. On top of our bulk item cells, we're going to need a cell workbench. Let's make a pattern for that, and we'll add it to the queue. I need a MEIO port, which there is now an extended version I'm excited to look at. I've never seen the extended version. Those are new to me. So I'm excited to see these. Extended AEs quickly become one of my hands down favorite AE2 expansion mod I've ever played with. By far, by far. But the bulk item cells are coming in. Those are coming in. The extended IO ports are going to come. The other thing we want is I just need one disk drive. Because remember, when it comes to AE2, only use disk drives when transferring your storage or storing NBT items. Do not use them as your main source of storage. Try to only keep one ME disk drive in your entire network. Otherwise, you can run into corruption issues. You can also dispose of nuclear waste with AE2. I've always been a fan of Megacell's chemical cells. They have a radioactive cell, and here's the funny thing. You store everything in the radioactive chemical storage cell, and then you delete the cell. That's how I've done it in the past. Personally. But if we keep going here, we're just waiting for these to finish. And we'll add more finishers. These are the finishers, the ones that do these jobs. We'll add more later. For now, we can tear it down the SFM. We no longer need that, but we do need to keep this hooked up. So let's grab a little bit of cable. And it was plugged into here. Ooh, I did not know you could condense nuclear waste. The cell thing I was talking about is a lot of people are fans of the AE edition or AE2 things disk drive. People are a fan of it because it doesn't have a type limit. The thing about disk drives is instead of storing one register as bytes and the rest of the items as bits, it stores every item as a byte. So you can only store 256,000 items in this. But you do not want to use them as your only form of storage. You can cause corruption. You only want to have one of them per network and only use them for storing NBT items or when you're transferring your storage. Otherwise, do not daily drive disk drives for all your normal item storage. It causes a lot of read writes. It causes corruption if it gets too full. Just avoid them. Avoid them. Or main storage. They're fantastic for NBT. And when I say NBT, I mean like tools and stuff. But it sounds like Nat's got a, so he says, all you have to do is with the storage bus on the matter condenser and import on the radioactive waste barrel. Maclusen says, but the standard drive is fine. Yes, so whether, we don't have supercells, unfortunately, but whether you're using mega item cells or any form of cell, they're all fine. The ones that have types, that's what you want, is the ones that have types. That's what you want. Yeah, you're good, Black. But in those cells, don't be storing tools and stuff. Store the tools in a disk drive. And I'll be showing how to do that. We show how to do it every season. But it looks like our cell workbench is done. So we're actually going to start programming a few bulk item cells. Now, if you're unfamiliar with bulk item cells, they can only store one type of item, but all the way to integer limit. Nat, we really highly recommend you do not use armory cabinets. You do not want to use armory cabinets. An armory cabinet stores 4,096 items as pure NBT data. If you fill up an armory cabinet and then pick it up on your character, you will not be able to rejoin the server. If you break an armory cabinet filled with 4,096 NBT items and it goes in your AE2 storage, when you go to open your AE2 network, it will crash the server. It is super dangerous if they break. And here's the difference between a armory cabinet and a disk drive. The armory cabinet stores it as code, as NBT data. The disk drive writes to a text file and lists it. It's much safer. Much safer. Armory cabinets do have a good use though. You can use them to filter as a filter where your items from a mob farm first try to go to the armory cabinet. So all the tools, the armory cabinets only accept non-stackables, and then you immediately pull out of the armory cabinet to a trash can or wherever you're putting the gear. They're good as filters, but you really don't want to permanently store in armory cabinets. If you go back to some of the videos over the past year and a half now of doing all the mods 9, there was constant times we had to save players that had broken an armory cabinet and either picked it up onto themselves, put it in their AE2 system, and it was always a headache. Always a headache. It's scary when people do that. But going back to the bulk item storage cells, it'll store integer limit of 1 item. However, they have another feature called the compression card. Now, the compression card on its own will not work. On its own, it will do nothing. It needs Mega Decompression Module. Mega Decompression Module. What this does is if the item you've partitioned is a uncraftable compressible block, which means so like iron to iron block can then be uncompressed back to iron, it will automatically take any of the iron you get and compress it to the highest compression it can with how much it has stored, and then when you call a craft that needs iron, you don't have to have patterns for it. It will just give the iron and lower the compression status. That is insanely useful. And bulk item cells are for anything you're storing more than like 1,000 of, honestly. And what we're going to do is we need matter balls right now. So we need to find where we put the matter condenser. Give me a second, folks. Where did we put it? Aha! We need to switch this to matter balls temporarily. And the import bus needs a bit of acceleration. Yeah. We'll get a few matter balls here, which is going to allow us to queue decompression modules, which each decompression module uses 1 processor of your auto crafter. So I recommend you make 5. We need 5 of those, and then once that's done, we need 10 compression cards. All my CPUs are being used, but they're about to not be, because we're really close, but I totally forgot to bring active 1 more CPU. Yeah, voiding or hammering, or in my opinion, the best option of getting rid of all the armor from mob farms and stuff is the ones that work in the Silent Gear Salvager. Silent Gear Salvager. I highly recommend. Is good to hammer the stuff for armor buffs. It all comes up to you. And then Natsuo says compression card for all the compressed. So all the compressed. Every single one of these would work in a bulk item cell. And we're about to demonstrate how it works once these crafts finish. It's getting so close. It's getting so close. It's probably just got, yeah, look at that. It's just got a few to go. It's almost done, and then I'm going to show and demonstrate how this all works. But I highly recommend you only put compression cards in a bulk item cell that has an item that can be compressed. We're going to use as an example when we get started here. I'm going to use gold because we have a bunch of gold. But we really got to hurry. Our storage is filling up fast. I'm going to stop. I think I'm going to stop my sieves. My sieves. I'm going to grab a toggle bus. And I need to, let's see, I think that's the only, how many channels is that? That's 21, but we also have the storage bus. But these top rows are what turns the sieves on. So what I'm going to do is install a toggle bus, and it'll have these offline until I apply a redstone signal. So I'm going to stop all of our sieving because we are overloaded with storage. There we go. We got 4 more of these. The compression card's finished. Got our compression cards. We've got a cell workbench, so why don't we get started here? The very first one we're gonna do, if we look at all of our ingots, let's actually find the most stored one, which is tin. Now tin can be turned into tin block, which can be compressed. So the bulk item cell will only work if you partition it in a cell workbench to that material. Oh yeah, AE2 is fantastic. So we set it to tin, then we add a compression card. We have a compression enabled tin ingot. Then what we need, which I'm sure it's about to make, we're getting close, we just need this to finish. We need our IO port. The whole thing's about to be done, and then we're gonna take off here. I could keep going. Let's compress osmium, gold, aluminum, nickel, lead. I'm gonna line these up in my inventory. That's how I like to do it. We're gonna compress a bunch of the ingots we're storing. So let's grab that. We'll grab the bus. We'll grab the modules. And we finished at aluminum. Nickel, lead. I think we did nickel, lead. And then we've got silver, iron, zinc, uranium, and we'll stop there. Actually, I'm going to do platinum instead of uranium. Platinum instead of uranium. And then I'm just going to need a little cable. So we'll place down our MEIO port. And this is the first time I'm seeing extended, so this is going to be really cool. Ah, perfect. It's faster. That's the big thing. It's faster. And we're going to move to output when work is done. And we're going from not cell to network, but network to cell. I want to pull out all my tin. Just like that. Instant. 105,000 tin is in this cell. And we've got a high priority here, so I'm going to put my tin in my storage. Now, because it has a compression card, if I pull up tin, you'll notice we don't see that we have tin ingots. Instead, we see that we have 7 tin 3x, etc., etc., etc. But if we add on a little cable our decompression modules, as simple as they are. Now, if I go to craft anything that uses tin, because you'll notice we don't have any tin, but suddenly we have a craft for it. We didn't have a craft for tin before. And we have a craft for all the other compressible versions. If I go to make a tin gear, it shows we have it from the block. We just press start, and there's our tin gear. And it's storing it as the block version. and the compressed versions. So it's phenomenal. I love it. I love it so much. Super Ice says, I like how all the mods, I like how it combines all the mods together. Yeah, that's always really cool. But let's quickly partition and add compression to our other cells. Did I do that right? I should. Oh no, I have 5. We're good. I have 5. Oh, you like the look of all the mods. Okay, very nice, very nice. But then we'll just come to our extended IO port with transfer direction being network to cell. We'll put all these ingots away. We'll go whoop. And then we're gonna go help Diogu. Uh-oh. We missed a compression cell. Here we go. And we will just put these all in. And now we've got more storage to go through. We've got to store a bunch more resources. But what I'll do is queue up some more bulk item cells that don't need compression to be crafting while we go check out the other base. Okay, so I want to see what's going on here. Who is at their metallurgic infuser so I can see? We will check it out on stream. I want to see what it does, guys. Okay, I'm gonna TPA to Diogu. And we're gonna take a look at advanced infusing. Where is it putting? Do you have a storage somewhere? Is something going on? So the problem you're oh, my food. So the problem you're facing that you're telling me is if I put this in, it's going to immediately go to the output without processing it, right? Oh, it flat out rejects it. Flat out rejects it. Interesting. That's really weird. That is very odd. We may have to do a server restart and see if that fixes it, because the only thing I can think of is one of the Cube.js scripts didn't load correctly, or one of the mechanism scripts. Let me try, I think there is a command, mech debug. I'm going to try to put the item in, and then I'm going to turn the debug off, and I'm going to go read the debug. So give me just a second here, folks. Oh, whoa. There is a huge mechanism problem. Mechanism is having problems. Guys, let's go for a server restart. We'll see if it helps. So we'll do a quick restart. We'll restart the server. We'll see if it helps. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to see what the errors are that is causing it. Because mechanism is very needed. It needs to be working. I'm gonna check some files here. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay, so yeah, it's just the player can't put the items in. Is that the problem? If a player tries to put the item in on the server right now, it's rejecting it. That is so weird. I'm checking out my debug. It's a very long file. I'm gonna see if there is mechanism errors. Oh boy. There's too much to check. And it was working for iron, but not osmium. That is so weird. I'm scrolling through the server launch now. I'm looking for... errors. I'll kind of show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is the Docker server. And I'm going to go up to where the server started, and we're just going to scroll through looking for probably mix-in errors for mechanism. Okay, so coming down here, so what do we have here? Insufficient maximum stack size is in the analyzer. We don't need to worry about that. That's for trees. Scroll on down. Nothing bad, nothing bad. Nothing bad there. This is Draconic Evolution. AE2 stuff. We're just gonna see if there's mechanism errors. Blood Magic, Mystical Agriculture. We're looking at the red. Pose stack for Blaze 3D. I'm not sure what that is, but we're just looking for mechanism. These are all the loot tables that are having problems right now. If you guys have ever wanted to see a little bit of back end of servers. These are all create addition, no problem there. Cube.js is having problem with Forbidden and Arcanist, apparently. I don't think it's having a problem. It's just all the compressed. It's just all the compressed I'm reading here. Create addition, Forbidden Arcanist. I'm not seeing, personally, a mechanism error yet. And the server loaded. Yeah, okay, let's go check this out. Let's see if a quick restart fixed it. Otherwise, there's another way I can think of to fix it, which is an unfortunate method because it kind of kicks everyone from the server. And that is a Cube.js reload, which is kind of nasty to run because it reloads all Cube.js scripts and kind of kicks everyone from the server. Nope. Restart fixed it. Restart fixed it, guys. We are good. All right, now let's see if... Okay, this is definitely still crafting. We're good. It didn't corrupt or anything. But I think we also crafted or needed to queue our one disk drive. So what I'm going to actually do, excuse me, is I'm going to cancel and I'm going to get our disk drive so we can start doing our storage network. Then we'll queue some more bulk item cells. Now, unless they've updated, okay, we can partition now. You used to not be able to do that. But just to clear up our storage, I'm gonna grab a couple stacks of the items that are filling up our storage. So give me a second here, guys. And what I'll do is I'll rip everything out to this really fast. Boop. Okay, and it's already full, but we haven't really cleared up this chest, but we've cleared up little bits. That's what matters. Especially this chest. We cleaned up little bits. Now, something else we're gonna do, and I'll put this storage drive here till we have the extended cells ready, or the bulk item cells ready, is before we were using a compression card, excuse me, a compression card in this chest to make our ore blocks. An advanced compression. We're not going to do that anymore. Let's read this real fast. Berserk Rex says, something screwed up and it's giving me an incompatible FML modded server. Berserk, you should still, even if that red X is there, you should be able to join. And it's just because I switched from Canary to Performant. Or if you added my memory fix mods I linked in Discord, you'll get that incompatible. Device says storage drawers might work. They could, but there is a method I like to use that's highly inefficient, but really fun. Highly inefficient, but really fun. Oh gosh, okay. Let's just dive into it. Before I show that method, let me show a method to use a molecular assembler that a lot of people don't know that it does. You don't need a pattern provider.
A new follower.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Adrix. Hope you enjoy your light show and welcome to the channel. You don't need a pattern provider to use a molecular assembler. If you just put a pattern, for instance, a pattern for aluminum chunk to aluminum ore into a molecular assembler, and you feed it that material, did we do aluminum or did I do? Yes, we did. Okay, and then it just needs power. If you were to like import and export to this isn't the best way to do it though, but I just wanted to demonstrate this. It will craft the items. You like the other storage drawer mod? Yeah, actual storage drawers rather than functional storage. Yeah, so you can just import and export from one of these. But that's not the method we're going to use. We're still going to use a compression card in functional storage. The difference is it's going to be as a processing stop, I guess is what we would call it. So I'm going to grab sophisticated storage. I'm going to grab a double chest because I want to have a lot of space just in case. And we'll need, so we need 2 stack upgrades. We need 2 of those, or you know what? We'll just do 1. And we need another advanced compression card. In fact, why don't we just steal the one from here? And here's where we're going to craft some cool items, guys. Let me catch up really fast. DSUs are also funny too. Yes. Yes. How do you enable compression on the bulk item cell? Like we went over, on the bulk cell, 2 steps. You have to put a compression card in here in the cell workbench. And then in order to use the compression in crafts, you need decompression modules. They just go on a cable. This is 5 of them on a cable. Berserk says, well, it didn't let me join and timed out, but I restarted the game and I'm in now. Okay, as long as you could get in. Super Ice says, both storage drawer mods are not bad. I just like one over the other. Yeah, nothing wrong there. Black Cosmic says, thank you. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab some more extended AE specialty export buses. So if we scroll through here, there is a tag export bus or a mod export bus. And if we look at the chunks, at all the ore chunks, they all have the tag ATM9 ore chunks. So we're going to craft, we'll make a pattern for, then craft a tag export bus. Make a pattern for that, make a pattern for books. And we're going to craft one of these. And then we need to import. We need to import. And once again, we only want the ore blocks. But notice, forge ores. Forge ores is not on the chunks. So we're going to go for, this is so we don't have to manually set every ore, every block, every chunk in a filter. We can just use tag import bus. See if I can spot it with my blind. Oh, do they not have the tag version enabled? Hold on, let me go to extended AE. It may be the So we have the extended export and the extended storage. That's the mod. We want tag. Okay, there's not a tag import, but remember what else we can use tags with? If we come back to sophisticated, we could use tags with an advanced hopper. So with these blocks in hand and a interface, all we should have to do is the following. This is going to be for ore processing at this time. I am going to just add it up here so that it's nice and easy. We'll put down our chest and we will upgrade its tier. We'll let it store more and we'll add a compression and a hopper. In here, I'm going to stop all these filters and I'm only going to block. And we're going to compact anything. Compact anything. Not recraftable, anything. And the hopper is going to push to the right. And we are only going to push, allow, tag, forge ores. We'll go ahead and put an interface. Let's make sure our filter is working. Perfect. And then in the tag export bus, on our whitelist filter, all we need is ATM9 Sky or chunk. And I'm going to turn this off so we can see if it's working. ATM9 Sky. Yep, okay. We don't need the pull. Just waiting for it to get going here. I think I do need to add a few components here. Unless it didn't like the tag. Oh, ore chunks. Guys, I misspelled. There we go. So it's going to start inputting these ore chunks. Immediately compress them. And don't remember, it's got to ramp up in speed. Super Ice says, I saw someone made a video about the Tinker Construct versus Greg tag. Those are completely different mods, man. Wait, where is it going? I took away the interface. Where are the items going? I'm not sure where the items were going. But now we should be getting them in here. So I'm just going to type ore. Or we'll go by the tag. And we should see ore counts going up. Let's just watch with our eyes. Unless it's doing one of these. Where is it pushing? Any ideas, guys? Okay, it's not pushing. Forge ores, push south. Do I need to put a block interface? Yeah, there we go. You hope Tinker Construct gets updated to 1.20.1? Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too. But we should be functioning now. I think it's just literally, it instant compresses. So as fast as they're coming in, they are being compressed. Well, let's see if our bulk item sells. Oh, we never queued them. Darn it. I thought they'd be done. But we got to clean up our items here. We've really got to clean up. And we just got to wait for the bulk item sales to be done.
A new follower.
Hey! Karans, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoyed your light show. But yeah, we gotta wait for our bulk item sales, which could take some time. I think I'm gonna show an example of just how much you can clean up a storage with bulk item sales. We're gonna give ourselves, for the sake of the fact that we're live. Why is there Blackstone? Blackstone's supposed to be stored here. Oh, it's from compression. It's from compression. We're gonna give ourselves a couple of the cells, and then we'll delete them once they're done crafting of sulfur. Couple prismarine. And then I swear we did... No, we only did ingots so far. But prismarine, sulfur, Certus dust, Certus crystal, force, gunpowder, and salt and apatite. And what I'm going to do is, again, this is just while we're live. I will delete these bulk item cells I'm crafting as soon as they're crafted. So we're giving ourselves 9 because we are crafting 10. But check this out. We don't need compression on these. We're just going to partition them. And watch how much they store. It's honestly insane. Then we'll throw these items back in here. And do another run. Just like that, we have stored the items. And over here, we want 1,000 priority, and we'll put in 10 of them. Or 9. We did 9. And just like that, instantly cleaned up. See how fast that was? And all we need to do is just get a bulk item cell for most of these materials. And I think we pulled materials out of this too that we'll need to put in, but yeah, they store integer limit 2.14 billion. Integer limit of one type of item. However, if you put the compression card, it also counts as all the forms of compression. So this lead ingot counts as all the blocks. All the blocks too. My iron is stuck in an item storage. It won't go into my bulk cell. Black Cosmic, did you partition it? You have to take the bulk cell, put it in the cell workbench, and set iron as the partition. And then you can either pull items into it in the extended IO port, or you can just import it into your network when it's in storage. Yeah, with that, there's really just the finished crafting here. These ones will be done in about 3 minutes, and we're going to delete 9 of them. In the meantime, why don't we do a little bit of more cleanup? Oh, geez, I didn't know that. That's the best storage in the game then? Yeah, so it's like a black hole storage, but with the compression card, it becomes the best. It really becomes the best. Yes, but I didn't know you could pull items into it. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. We also need to make patterns for regular everyday item storage, because again, you don't need a bulk item cell for every item in the game. You only need it for the ones you have tens of thousands of. Everything else can go in a regular storage cell, or in our case, a mega storage cell. So we're going to make a couple recipes here. Not mana, we want regular item storage cell. Let me see if I can find it. We don't want portable. There's all the source, fluid, okay, here's the item storage cells. So, I'm going to show you guys a bit of math. Remember, when it says how many bytes the storage holds, that is not how many items. That is not how many items. Because the first type of an item counts as 1 byte. Then every item after that counts as a bit. And there's 8 bits in a byte. So in this case, if you were to just store one type of item in a 1M storage cell, that's 1048576. This is how many bytes storage has. That's how many bytes. You are actually focusing on bits. It stores 8.3 million, not 1 million. So you got to keep that in mind when you are using these cells. It's the type counts as a byte, then all the rest after it count as a bit. Now, we are not going to have the resources for 256Ms, but I want to see how much they cost. We're probably going to be going more for the 16M range to store our items. And we're also going to make a NBT storage here in just a moment that will demonstrate the proper way to store NBT items, to sort them out of your system, basically. Well, let's go ahead and let's see. So if we wanted to craft one of these, we would need 130, right? 135,000 redstone. And we just don't have that much redstone. So instead, we're also going to make a pattern for maybe even just 1M. Just 1M item storage cells. And we're going to make these ones because they're a lot cheaper. 1,600 redstone. We're going to make like 5 of these. Then the other thing we need is a disk drive. I'm going to use 2 disk drives right now to show you guys NBT item storage, and then we'll go back to normal. You like to auto-craft building blocks so you can easily expand? Yeah. Building blocks are always fun. I haven't done much building this server, admittedly. We've kind of just been focused on resource production and getting things going. We need to make things look nice, and we will do that soon. But guys, we're going to come to extended AE once again, and we're going to make a ME tag storage bus and a tag export bus. So we'll grab our tag export bus. Once it's ready, because we're crafting a lot right now, guys. Our inscribers are going to town right now. They're having a heyday. I mean, look at this. This guy's been running non-stop for what? Hour and a half? But he's doing his best. We definitely should have expanded more last inscribers. But I think it should be done pretty quick here. But we did need the queue for the storage bus. And we've got a few more of these. So we've got our 6. Let's delete those. Because again, we gave ourselves 9, so we need to delete 3 more after that. And tell you what, I'm just going to cancel that for now. Let's get into the NBT item storage, then we'll do the others. Always feel all the mod packs are like a steampunk, cyberpunk, or any other punk types. Yeah, it's wide range, I would say. I'd say wide range, and by that I mean it can be so many things. It can be whatever you want to make it out to be. But guys, this is really simple. We're just going to grab a dock, a little bit of quartz fiber, and a interface. So this is what is called subnetworking. We're making a subnetwork, iterative networks. We're going to put our NBT item storage away out of the chunks of our base. And eventually we'll do this with wireless, so there's not cables running everywhere. But we don't want our NBT item storage to be within anything else, so that if it ever corrupts, it will not corrupt the base. You got to be really careful. And my favorite way is actually to store it in spatial IO, my favorite thing of AE2, which is dimensional storage of space, such as blocks and components. I really like spatial IO, and that's where I usually store my NBT items. But since I don't have spatial IO up and running at this time, we're going to come over to this chunk. Now, in this chunk, we're going to start with an export bus, because right now we already have items in storage that are NBT, and we need to get them out. We need to get them out. So we're going to start with the export bus, and then a interface, a cable, a little bit of quartz fiber, our dock, which we'll just put right there, and the blue smart. Now, if you want, and I think we will, you can put a terminal on this so that if you ever need to, you can actually look at what is in it. So we'll grab a ME terminal, zip on over here, and I'm actually going to move the dock to being on top with our terminal on the side. So this one block space is actually a subnetwork. Putting our disk drive in, we can now store items here. And what we're going to do is come to our export bus. And the way export buses work is there's code, the tag export buses. And we know that we need forge, armor, and if we just did that, it'll already get all the armors out of our storage. But there's another tag, forge armors, and then there's forge tools, forge all that. So what you do is you go space, line, as in the one beneath backspace, or yeah, your backspace button, and that stands for or. So if the item is forge armor or forge armors or forge tools or forge. Is it bows or bow? It is bows. Oh, it counts as forge tools. I didn't know that. This will now go to town, taking all those NBT items out of our main network. So they're no longer over here, but there's more items we need to store. There's spawners, there's other things. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off view craftable. We're going to hold shift so this doesn't move on us. And we can see there's enchanted books. Enchanted books just have a tag. We could do forge books, and that'll get all of our books, which have NBT data. So we'll come here and we will say, or forge books. That'll just go boom, boom, boom. It's going to fill all of our books in here. This is how we're going to clean up. This is how we're going to do it. Some mod packs have a is not stackable tag. Those are really nice. I think Extended AE tried to add something along those lines. But I don't think it... Yeah, that's just the threshold stuff. And precise. So we don't really have a system there yet. But let's see what other unstackables are spamming our system. So something that's spamming our system is, like, for instance, the heat generators. And the heat generators have NBT. There is a tag, or we would use a mod export for that. I'm not going to worry about those. Instead, let's just worry about anything unstackable. So we're not getting some of our tools, and that is because this is only under forge pickaxes. Forge pickaxes. So why don't we add forge pickaxe and Exdiorum hammer, or just forge pickaxe? That'll be good enough for now. Forge pickaxe. I do think I forgot a space though. So there we go. That is NBT item separation. Now, once we've pulled it all out of the network, all we do is copy Control A, Control C, the filter we made, and you change this export bus to a storage bus with the same whitelist. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it the highest priority on the network. So this is always checked first. If anything matches this NBT whitelist we made, it'll come over here. And because of the storage bus on an interface, I think we also just got an advancement for it. It is called recursive networking. And what that means is any AE2 network that you put a storage bus on an interface, the main network that has the storage bus will see any and all items in the network with the interface. So even though our items, if we look at this cell, our items are stored here, it is not connected to the network. It is storage bus. If we come over here, we'll be able to see our enchanted books. Just like that. Ta-da! But now that we can even see the bow, all of our NBT items are stored over here, away from the base, in a disk drive, which is safe for NBT item storage. It's all over here. I love it. And now if we, let's use it as an example. This bone splitter is the only axe I have that is a bone splitter. If I put it in here, I can see it in this terminal, but it is actually stored all the way over here. Pretty neat. And that is how simple you can do your NBT item storage, guys. It's really important to do because it speeds up your network significantly. Helps with lag, helps with everything. But yeah, I've just got to craft more bulk item cells. And once I have... Oh, whoa, why did that... Oh, I turned off my craftable. I need my bulk item cells. I'm going to actually queue, if I have the resources, 30 of them. This is probably going to take like an hour or two to craft. But why I'm doing that is because I'm going to just AFK while things craft. And then I'll slowly set bulk item cells for all these materials. And next episode, we're actually going to start making the enchants for the ore processing. We want Fortune 10, Auto Smelt, Efficiency, Unbreaking, Annihilation Panes. We're going to have a wall of them, and it's going to be processing our ore. But where I am going to stop the stream here. My voice is actually getting kind of tired because I did a 2-hour stream earlier too. But I hope you guys managed to learn something. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be in the world, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye. Oh, hey, real fast, Smokey, stream was fun. Thanks.